Hey everybody, welcome back. So I want to talk to you guys about surface area for a little bit, specifically today, the surface area of rectangular prisms. Okay, so we've done this before. These are basically a box, right? A box. Most boxes are rectangular prisms. I've got a picture here. I just went to brought my kids some cookies the other day, and they came in that crumble box. And hopefully you've seen it, but it's rectangular prism, right? It's a box. Okay, so we're going to talk about doing that today. So let's start by looking at a couple things that I want to make sure that we know. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is dimensions. When we say dimensions, what are we talking about? Okay, we've done it a little bit back when we did area. We talked about dimensions and things. So let's go ahead and start. And I want to start. I've got a couple types of dimensions here: 1D, 2D, and 3D. Okay, so first, just a definition: dimensions in mathematics are the measure of the size or distance of an object or region or space in one direction. So what does that mean? Exactly, in simpler terms, we have it right here. It just means that it is a measurement of the length, width, and height of anything, right? So I've got a dimension. If I was to measure my height, right, from my bottom of my feet to top of my head, I'm just under 6 feet. That's a dimension. That's a single dimension. That is one dimension, my height, right? So when we did area of parallelograms and triangles and trapezoids, we did two-dimensional things, right? If you guys remember all those answers, so it was either inches squared or feet squared or miles squared or yards squared or square units squared, right? It's two-dimensional because it has a base and it has a height, right? Two dimensions, so it's units squared, right? And then when we talk about three-dimensional objects, these are cubes, these are the boxes, these are the triangular prisms, the rectangular prisms, the square pyramids, the triangle pyramids. Okay, three-dimensional objects, they have three dimensions. We have the base still, we have the height, and then we've got a third dimension, the width, that when you put them together, it makes a 3D object, right? Three dimensions. Okay, so sorry, it's not going forward. Let's see. Okay, so maybe there it goes. All right, so just if you remember back when we did area, two-dimensional objects, right? We've got them right here on the screen. Surface area, when we find the surface area, we are finding the three-dimensional objects, okay? And we're finding the area of all the surfaces of those three-dimensional objects. In the case of a rectangular prism, it's got six sides, right? The front and the back, the top and the bottom, and then the two sides. Okay, so that's surface area. We're working with those three-dimensional objects, right? So let's go ahead and look at how we do that. Okay, let me get myself out of the way here. I'm going to move me to the bottom. Okay, so when we're going to find the surface area, once again, if you guys see here on the screen in the middle, we've got a three-dimensional object, a rectangular prism that it's got a shape. It's got a front and a back, a top and a bottom, and two sides. Okay, so now when we find the surface area of that, what we're going to do is find the area of each face, of each side. And then if you look on the very right of our screen here, we've got a net of a rectangular prism. So we can see how many shapes make up that net. If we count them up, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So we've got a front and a back again, top and a bottom, and the two sides. Okay, so to find the surface area, we are going to find the area of each face and then add those six areas together. And that's our surface area. We're just going to finish it up because with adding it is units squared. Because when we find the surface area, we're just finding the area of the outside, the surface of this shape. When it's broken down into a net, it turns into a two-dimensional shape. That's why it's units squared. Okay, so that's it. That's our rectangular prisms. So good luck on these. Can't wait to see what you guys do. Thanks. See ya.